Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm super excited for this video because a year ago I did a video and I talked about all the brands that I wanted to try in 2019. I listed off 18 different brands that I had my eyes on, and I think that they were all indie brands except for one, and it was just a fun video to film, and I might do that for next year or for this year or going into next year. Let me know if you'd like to see the brands I want to try in 2020. I'll try and contain the dad jokes that I want to say right now, but I thought it was a fun idea last year, and I just wanted to go ahead and just kind of walk through my list and talk to y'all about the brands that I did end up trying, what I thought of them overall, the brands I didn't try, and if it was for a specific reason, if I still want to try them, kind of thing. Also, if you're curious what's happening on my eyes today, I just thought I'd mention it really quickly. I'm wearing the Morphe Make and Bank palette, which looks like this. I did film a first impression, and that'll be up on Monday, I think. So if you want to hear my thoughts on the palette, you'll have to stay tuned. Alright, so the first brand on my list was Glam and Atrix Cosmetics, which is an Australian indie brand, and they have a lot of single shadows, but they came out with their first palette this year, which was really exciting. So I ended up ordering, I believe it was called the Sandra's Favorites bundle, and it was 9 different blue single shadows. I thought they were super beautiful, but after I made that order, I ended up having a conversation with the owner of Glam and Atrix Cosmetics, and she asked me if she could send me their Sandra Rose palette as PR in my order, and of course I said yes. It's a really beautiful palette. I have a first impression video up on my channel, and I don't think I'd have anything else up video wise, but I've used it several times. I think it's really beautiful. I overall like their formula a lot, and I was super excited to try them, and definitely, like I said, I need to play more with the singles that I got, but I've been impressed so far. Alright, so the next brand on my list is Lana Beauty, which is another Australian indie brand, and unfortunately I did not try them this year. I think that they have really beautiful single shadows, and I've been watching, following, waiting, but there's never been a moment where it's like, yes, now's the time for me to make an order. So the next brand on my list is Lehighton Cosmetics, which is a really cool German indie brand, and I was so excited to try them, and I definitely have tried a lot from Lehighton Cosmetics over the course of this year. So I made one custom single shadow palette, I want to say maybe like just a few months into the year, and this is not exactly it. There's been things moved around a little bit, but it was somewhere along this color scheme where there's purples, blues, greens. I really liked it. I thought it was beautiful, and after playing with the shadows, I was definitely really impressed. I like the formula, so I ended up making another custom palette which looks something along the lines of this, which again, like I said, things have been moved around a little bit. Again, more really beautiful, bright, colorful shades. I haven't played with these ones quite as much, and I really need to. I love the shades and the tones, and I just need to do like full, like, I don't know, like a week of Lehighton Cosmetics shadows or something, because they're all so beautiful. And I just feel like they're amazing at doing really interesting undertones, although sometimes their shades on their website look a little bit more vibrant, and when I get them in person, they're a little bit more muted, but again, still super unique. And then most recently, I ordered from their Dream Sign collection for Black Friday, which launched, which is this little palette. And then I also tried their highlighters and a lip gloss, so I've been loving Lehighton Cosmetics. I really think they're an amazing brand. I think that everything they do is cruelty-free, of course, but also vegan. And I love them. I love them so much. I'm definitely following them closely. I could see making more orders from them in the future. I've been really, really happy with their eyeshadows, obviously. Were probably one of my favorite brands that I've tried this year. Alright, so the next brand on my list here is Kaelyn Cosmetics, and I did try them during 2019. There was one specific palette that I talked about and that had caught my attention from them that I wanted to try. This was their Achilles Goddess Collection Volume 1, and it's such a beautiful, kind of interesting, grungy color scheme. So here is what it looks like, and I do like this. I haven't reached for it as much lately, but I have a powder from them that I absolutely love. I love their formula for their one lipstick. I can't even remember what it's called off the top of my head right now, but it is so juicy and like just like a really beautiful glossy satiny formula. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite lipsticks. But after I filmed my video last year, I actually got in contact with the owner, and I've never had such deep conversations through email with a brand. I've never had a brand take such personal interest in me. I thought it was really, really cool. Just a cool experience, and you could see the heart that is behind the brand Kaelyn Cosmetics. So they did actually sponsor a video that I did just doing a full face of Kaelyn Cosmetics. And ever since then, throughout the year, I've been using the products that I absolutely love the most. I really like their bronzer as well. They have like a really pretty satiny bronzer. So I feel really honored that not only did I get to try them, but I got to work with them. And I think that they're a really, really cool brand. So next is Farah Cosmetics, and I have not tried them yet, unfortunately. Again, it's just been one of those things. I've been waiting for them to release something that really, really caught my attention. They have some single shadows. They have some highlighters that I definitely like. They've had different lip balm flavors that have caught my attention, but I just have not jumped the gun and tried them yet. So they're still on my list. All right, so the next brand on my list is Give Me Glow Cosmetics, and I did try them in 2019. And they were definitely a big hit. My favorite is their Juicy Olive palette. I think it is such a beautiful green palette. I don't have it on hand with me right now because it's like one room over from me, so I'm not going to go run and fetch it, but I do really, really love it. I think I did a video, just like a first impression of Give Me Glow in general. I did a bingo with their single shadows, and then I did like a week of green palettes where I used the Juicy Olive palette again in that. I just really love the palette. I do like their quality. I feel like their mattes take a little bit of work to blend. So I wouldn't say it's like my favorite formula ever, but I like it enough to keep purchasing from them. I have a lot of really beautiful single shadows now. I also really like their highlighters. I feel like they're kind of a hidden gem. Like, they're so intense. The shade Warm Lights is so good. It's ridiculous. Such a pretty highlighter, and it was $5. $5. You can't even get a Subway footlong for that anymore. Okay, so the next brand is Girlboss Cosmetics, and I did try them because they sent me a PR package, and I tried an eyeshadow palette, which was their Queen palette. It was super cute. I definitely did like the formula and the quality. I thought it was nice, but it was kind of more like a neutral palette with like a little bit of pops of color. And then they had a like contour kit that I tried, which was good, but it wasn't, I feel like what I've tried so far isn't like super my makeup style. If I was gonna make an order on my own, I would definitely probably get one of their liquid lipsticks and one of their highlighters. I really want to try their highlighter formula because they have loose highlighters. So I liked kind of dipping my toes in the water, and I liked what I've tried so far, but there's still more I'd like to explore with their brand. So next is Lehighton Cosmetics, and so excited. I didn't even remember that I had them on my list here. I made an order and I got their one palette. I think it was like the Spectrum palette. I know I have it up here. Let's play the game. It's got like, oh, there we go. So here is the palette, and oh, it's Spectral, not Spectrum. Like, the packaging is so beautiful. It's not even funny. The color scheme is really pretty. I felt a little like mixed feelings about this palette, but I've gone back to it and used it and still liked it. Overall, it's not like my favorite palette ever, but I thought it was really pretty. The thing I've gotten the most use out of is her Mood crayons. I've got some right here. I keep all, that's not one. Okay, well, I don't know where the other ones are, but I keep all my liners in like a little thing, and I do really, really like them. They're very pigmented, creamy. I think I got the bundle of 5 for like $50, so they were $10 each, which is not absolutely crazy for a liner. I don't think that I would purchase them individually. I really like the shade Anger Mood, which, again, don't know where it is right now, but it's a bright red liner. Kind of makes you look a little sickly after you wash it off, and it kind of stains a little bit, but overall, I really like her liner formula. They last pretty well for me, so I've liked them, and I'm glad that I got to try those. Okay, so the next brand on my list is Brownleaf Cosmetics, and I feel like such a dork because I thought that they closed down and that they were no longer an indie brand. For some reason, I felt like I had read that somewhere. I have no idea. I think I might be confusing them with someone else because I just went and checked their Instagram, and they are still very much selling product. They're based out of Kansas City, Missouri, so that's cool. I feel ridiculous because I haven't even seen anything they've done. They came out with a new barista palette is what it's called. It's just like super bright, warm tones. I thought that they were no longer a brand. I have not been checking for them, so obviously I did not try them this year, unfortunately. But I will keep my eyes on them for next year because I don't know how they slipped under my radar. Okay, so next is JJ Cosmetics, and I did try them this year. I'm so glad that I did. The owner is so sweet. I was so excited to support her brand, and I ended up picking up 4 different highlighters because they had a really good sale, and there was so many shades that really caught my attention. I think that they're going to be coming out with quads now, or like little palettes where you can do the highlighters as singles. I think that's awesome. There's like fuzzies in the air. That would have been great, but I'm okay with having them like this. I think the packaging is cute and sleek. So I've got this shade here, which is Lavender Legacy. It is the most beautiful but still wearable purple shade. I absolutely love that color. And then there is Sunlit Snow, which is a really like icy white. And then I've got 2 different white golds here. There's one called Medusa's Gold, which is a little bit more intense, a little bit deeper. And then Stethno, which might be my favorite, is just a tiny bit lighter than Medusa's Gold. So I really like them. The formula is very smooth and kind of thick. Like I really like using a little bit more of a dense brush to blend it out. Very intense highlighter, and I just really like them. I think that they did an amazing job. I also tried one of her liquid lipsticks, which it didn't dry down completely on me, so I'm not sure how I feel exactly about the formula. The color was pretty, but I really like the highlighters, so I'm glad I got to try them. Alright, so the next brand on my list is Black Moon Cosmetics, and I did not try them this year, unfortunately. I came super close. They had a bundle, and it was 3 different liquid lipsticks, and they're like the most beautiful fall shades ever. Like there's one called Hazel. It's everything to me. I almost purchased it on Black Friday, and then I was like, you don't need any more lipsticks. I know you want to try the brand. I know you love the colors, but you don't need any more lipsticks. So I shut it down, and then like 2 days later I saw someone wearing another one of the colors, and I was like, okay, I need it. Then I opened it back up, and I was like, I can't pay full price now, so I closed it back out. It's been really back and forth in my mind, but I have not tried them yet. They are on Ulta now, which is super exciting, but the products that they have on Ulta don't really call to me, so I haven't purchased anything there. And I like having things on Ulta. I like Ulta points. I like it's more convenient, but I don't really care that much. Like I'll just order from the website. Like it's not that big of a deal to me. So if something came out, I would get it, but I'm waiting slowly, even though that one little trio has my heart. So next is Nabla Cosmetics, and I finally, like 30 minutes ago, just tried Nabla Cosmetics for the first time. So I wanted to try an eyeshadow palette. That's what I had in mind, but they haven't came out with anything that super caught my attention. I still think that their original, I can't remember what it's called, maybe Soul Blooming palette is my favorite, and that's the one that I like the most. But everything they've come out with this year hasn't really drawn my attention. But they came out with highlighters, and then the highlighters launched on Ulta, and I could not resist, so I grabbed 2 different shades. I am wearing this one today called Ozone, which is a really pretty, just kind of light gold, and still not 100% sure how I feel about the formula. And I mean, this is just like, again, dipping my toes in the water. Not really sure how I feel about the brand as a whole, but I am excited to finally try them. Nabla is an Italian indie brand, so excited. I really need a new word other than excited because I've been watching my videos recently and cringing. Alright, so the next brand on my list is Prime and Base Cosmetics, and I did try them this year because they sent me a little PR package, and it was actually kind of a miss because they came in this really cute little palette, and they asked me what my zodiac sign was, and it had Taurus on it. It was adorable. But the shadows are not magnetic, and I feel like that's the whole point of single shadows, is to be able to move them around, and like trying to put them in the palette, like some of them would fit really well and others would just fall out. So it was kind of like I had to be really careful with it. And then it was like if I wanted to put magnets on the shadows in order to put them into my other palettes, I would be covering up the names, so I'd have to do magnets, and then I would have to label them, and it felt like so much work. I liked the formulas all around. It was okay. I mean, I had no problems, but I just didn't feel myself drawn to reach for that palette when I couldn't even really just put them with my other singles or incorporate them without having to go in above and beyond. Also, the shades that I got almost all were all neutrals, which I'm not complaining at all. It was a PR package. Like, it wasn't, you know, if I had picked it, it would have been different. Like, it's fine. Like, I don't expect people to know everything about me, but in order, like, if I'm gonna keep using something, then obviously I wanted to be more accustomed to what I like and my preferences, and I don't really I mean, more lately, I've been reaching for a lot more neutrals and incorporating them, but especially when I received the palette, like I was just full color all the time, so I just didn't feel drawn to use the shadows. So I don't know, maybe, I mean, I think I liked them enough to go ahead and maybe pick up a palette of shadows and shades that I would personally be drawn to, but I'm not willing to have to deal with the shadows not being magnetic. I just think that's annoying, and it's such an easy problem to fix on their end. So that's where I'm at. All right, next is Black Rose Cosmetics, which is an Australian indie brand, and honestly, I haven't been paying that close of attention to them this year. They haven't really released anything that super caught my attention, other than they have a new palette, and it is a it's called their RIP palette, and it's in the shape of a coffin. That's pretty cool, but just as far as releases all around, I haven't been drawn to purchase anything. So, I mean, I'll keep watching them from a distance and everything, but again, it's fine. It's all good. So, next is Peaches Makeup, and I did try them this year. I feel like it's been so long since I made this list. It's been forever. Maybe, I think Peaches Makeup might have been my brand that I tried in February of 2019, and I did really like them overall. I have a full brand like review where I talk about all the pigments that I bought from them, and I do eye swatches, and I show them all on my arm and like just compare them and everything, which I think is probably super helpful because whenever I was researching and trying to find just information about their pigments, what I could find was limited. There was not even that many YouTube videos other than like a demonstration here and there, but actually going through and showing how all of them look. So I'm glad I was able to do that. They have a shade called Mermaids, which is my absolute favorite. It's actually in my travel makeup bag. I feel like that's a lot to be so committed to a pigment that you bring it traveling. That's deep for me. So I really loved that one, and overall I like them. I had a little bit of a weird customer service experience because I emailed them about a problem that they had because they posted shades on their Instagram with certain names, and I bought it based on that photo, and then I got the wrong shade and I was super disappointed, and they just never emailed me back. So customer service was kind of a little want. Oh, and they did actually send me a little bit of PR because they sent one pigment and then they sent their pigment drops, which were fine, but not really my personal preference. Overall, I did like the products and the quality, so I think if they came out with something new that caught my attention, I would buy from them again. All right, so next is Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm pretty sure that's the only non-indie brand on this list, and I did not try anything from Charlotte Tilbury, unfortunately. I wanted to. There were moments when I thought maybe, but I just never went through with the purchase. I swatched things in multiple Sephoras, and a lot of the products, when I swatch them on my hand, it just looks like nothing. So it's kind of the thing where I'm like, well, I don't really need it kind of thing, and I just keep walking. I feel like they would probably be really pretty on the skin. They would look nice, but just swatching is just like, nah. I really want to try one of her lipsticks. I don't know. I still haven't tried anything, so I think that I probably will sometime in the next year, but this year I did not get around to it. All right, so next is Sosu by Suzanne Jackson, and again, another brand based in the UK. They had one collaboration that was with Kaylee MUA, I want to say, that I was super intrigued by, but I went back and forth on it for so long that I just decided not to purchase it. I don't know. I don't think that they've really come out with anything the rest of the year that super caught my attention. So I don't really feel an urge to try them right now. I mean, I'll keep looking. If one day they come out with something that I think will work for me or that I like the colors or whatever, I'll give them a chance. But I did not try them during 2019. I just realized I skipped a brand. I skipped Porcelain Cosmetics, which I really want to try. I almost did whenever they came out with glosses. They have a highlighter that looks really pretty. They had one pinky bundle that I liked, but there's never been anything where I'm like, yes, I need this. They came out with a palette and they were like saying that it was more colorful and they were sneak peeking it. I was so excited. And then whenever I saw the inside, I was like, not really my thing. So I still have not tried them either, but again, they still have my attention. I'd really like to try one of their glosses. Let's see how I did. Okay, so if I can count correctly, I'm pretty sure that I ended up trying 10 of the 18 brands I wanted to try during 2019. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like it was more than half. I did pretty good. I got to try the ones that I wanted to the absolute most. I feel like I ended up trying some amazing indie brands. So I think the top one that's on my list for next year is probably still Charlotte Tilbury, because I do, with my heart and soul, want to try her products. I think she's like the most amazing spokeswoman. I love listening to her talk about her products. She could sell me anything, honestly, but I still haven't bought anything, so maybe not. We'll see. I don't know. I was over here yawning and I realized it's almost 2 a.m. It's 1:40, so I need to go to bed. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.